In a league where size and defensive versatility are the new currency, a compelling trade proposal is making waves, one that could bring a 6'10" defensive game-changer to the Golden State Warriors. As the dynasty's core ages, this hypothetical move directly addresses their most glaring vulnerability and signals a potential shift in team-building philosophy. The proposal, laid out by Rowan Rahman of Sports Illustrated, is a complex three-team deal designed to bolster the Warriors' frontcourt. In this scenario, Golden State would acquire defensive specialist Jonathan Isaac, along with Jet Howard and Mo Gay from the Orlando Magic. In return, the Magic would receive Moses Moody and Gue Santos, while the Atlanta Hawks would land Goga Bitadze and a 2027 first-round pick. The central argument is that the Warriors' dynasty, built on Draymond Green's revolutionary small ball play, is facing a modern NBA that has adapted. At 35, Green can no longer carry the entire defensive load, and Isaac would serve as the ultimate insurance policy. The on-court impact of Jonathan Isaac will be immediate and profound. He is, without question, one of the most disruptive defensive forwards in the game when healthy. His metrics are staggering. Last season, he posted a 4.1% block rate, placing him in the 100th percentile among forwards. He complements that rim protection with an elite 2.4% steal rate. Furthermore, he's a force on the glass, particularly on the offensive end, where his 10.3% offensive rebound percentage ranks among the league's best. For the cost of a promising but rotation-level player in Moses Moody, the Warriors will be acquiring a defensive anchor whose potential is sky-high. However, this is a high-risk, high-reward proposition. The analytical insight cannot ignore the significant red flags. Isaac's career has been plagued by devastating injuries, limiting his availability and making him, as Rahman notes, a difficult player to roster for a contender. His offensive game also remains limited, which could create spacing issues. The Warriors will be betting that their culture and a change of scenery could unlock his full potential and, most importantly, keep him on the court. It's a gamble on elite talent versus a troubling history. If this trade were to happen, the future projections of the Warriors would split into two dramatic scenarios. In the best case, a healthy Isaac becomes a defensive linchpin, taking pressure off Green, protecting the rim, and allowing the Warriors' offense to thrive knowing they have a stopper on the back line. In the worst case, his injury woes continue, and the Warriors have sacrificed a valuable young asset for a player who spends more time on the sideline than the court. This proposal forces a fascinating debate about the team's direction. Is Jonathan Isaac's game-changing defense worth the undeniable risk? Or should the Warriors look for a safer, more reliable option? Let us know if you think this is a risk worth taking in the comments below. Ultimately, the Warriors built their dynasty by innovating. A move for a player like Jonathan Isaac would represent a powerful adaptation, a strategic bet that to win in the future, they must embrace the very size and defensive identity they once rendered obsolete. In the complex chess match of the NBA offseason, a potential blockbuster trade for Jonathan Kuminga may have just evaporated, not because of failed negotiation, but because of a deal made weeks ago by a team that didn't realize what was giving up. The Chicago Bulls, once seen as a prime destination for Kuminga, may have inadvertently destroyed their chances by making one premature trade. The latest intel comes from NBA insider Jake Fisher, who confirmed that while the Phoenix Suns have emerged as a new suitor for Kuminga, the more fascinating story lies in Chicago. The Bulls were actively exploring ways to acquire the Warriors' explosive forward. However, their ambitions were seemingly crushed when they traded away the one asset Golden State apparently coveted, Lonzo Ball. Fisher stated, "I think that would have been more likely had the Bulls waited and sent Lonzo Ball back to Golden State instead of the deal they already did with Cleveland. I think Golden State would have been into that. This is a massive what-if scenario. The Warriors, in need of high IQ playmakers who can defend, reportedly saw Ball as a tantalizing fit. His ability to play on or off the ball, combined with his elite perimeter defense and a manageable 2-year, $20 million contract, made him an ideal trade piece from Golden State's perspective. Instead, the Bulls sent him to Cleveland for Isaac Okoro, a move they may come to regret, as it cost him a legitimate shot at landing a potential 20-point-per-game scorer in Kuminga, of course. Any deal for Ball would have come with a significant risk of his extensive injury history, a factor the Warriors front office would have had to weigh heavily. With the Lonzo Ball pathway closed, the calculus for a Bulls-Warriors trade becomes far more complicated. Fisher also confirmed that Golden State has little interest in center Nikola Vucevic, squashing speculation about that potential swap. Vucevic's hefty $21.5 million contract makes a Kuminga trade nearly impossible from a financial standpoint anyway. This leaves Kobe White as the most realistic and appealing target for Warriors fans in any potential deal with Chicago. White is a dynamic scoring guard, but it's unclear if talks between the two teams will reignite around him as the centerpiece. This development leaves the Warriors navigating a market with shifting players. The Suns have joined the Bulls and the Sacramento Kings as teams publicly linked to Kuminga. Yet the fundamental reality of his restrictive free agency hasn't changed. There still isn't a robust market willing to throw a max offer sheet his way, which means the most probable outcome remains Kuminga returning to the Warriors on a short-term prove-it deal. This would allow him to build his value for a bigger payday later, while giving the Warriors a valuable trade asset to use at the February deadline. Was a potential Lonzo Ball trade the best deal the Warriors never made, or did his injury risk make it a bullet dodged? Let us know your take in the comments. For the Chicago Bulls, it's a frustrating story of what might have been a strategic misstep that cost him a prime opportunity. For the Golden State Warriors, it's another reminder that in the high-stakes pursuit of talent, timing is everything.